This is BTM. We transform.
Hello, banange tusanyusa okubalaba mwasibye mutya muli mutya abalungi baffe abomuwendo tubagala bitya banange. You're all very welcome. This is Bold Conversations. We are so glad that otweyunzeko yona jolly, whether on YouTube or TV station itself. We are on BTM, and of course those of you that always watch Bold Conversations, muchimanyi nti tubeera waneno ku BTM TV every Sunday 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. and we always have a repeat every Wednesday 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. So today we have a conversation as always, and before I actually introduce the conversation, banange munzikirize mbeyanjulire simanyi oba nfukamire ne skirt gye nayambadde leero enza obutansikiriza okufukamira. My name is Rina, okay? And first of all, before I introduce the third person, let me first go ku side yeno. Omukyala beyanjulire, of course, Naji Sophie the Luganda Queen mba ntuse essaawa zino zennyini kusanda kawungezi mu Bold Conversations musiri mutya mikwano sande bayisize etya kansubire muyise bannamwe bayite bannabwe sabule oli mutuufu muyite bannamwe bayite bannamwe bayite bannamwe bayisimanyi bannabwe biki. Anyway, guys, those of you that have been watching the show 2 weeks back, we are the Power Tribe. Muchimanyi tubeera babasatu. Bonsatule. So 2 weeks back, you notice the gentleman atusajjalatiramu. Yali azunze. Yali awuzunye. Yali agenze otera kiritote kulabankana. Yali agenze kulabankana kwegamba kale katakyatulabawo kati. Ate munaye wabeera ng'avuddewo tulowooze anyway guys, today in the studio we have our Prince Mike, the Yoruba Prince back. Prince Mike, how do you feel to be back, you know?
Man, I feel great. I missed you guys. I missed my father. You guys come and hug me. Come on. I know you guys have missed me.
You missed me so much. Me.
You. I even miss you one piece.
You're lying. Actually.
Yeah, actually, the truth is I missed you guys. I miss when I die, actually. Oh, man. And I say, you know, there's no any other mic. Any other mic is a counterfeit. I know, nobody only me miss one when I said miss.
In your absence, we had a mic here.
We had a mic. It can never be me.
Can never be you.
No.
Counterfeit, photocopy, and copies are never real.
Was it this handsome?
Anyway, Mike, welcome back. We missed you as well.
I miss you guys as well.
Yeah. Maybe Sophie didn't miss you. I don't know. Did you? Huh?
This one I kept calling me like every 5 seconds.
Confess. Confess now. Anyway, guys, we are going to dive into the conversation because I'm sure it's one of the reasons you are joining in Bold Conversations today. Today we have a topic, guys.
Yeah.
A topic. You know, we always have topics. So today we have a topic. An amazing topic. And by the way, this is something that is challenging biggest number of adults. Abana bato maybe they are not experiencing it yet. But for the adults, it's one of the biggest challenges we are facing. And our dear viewers, the topic that we are going to be discussing about today is moving on as a challenge in life, as an individual. So you all know moving on is pressing forward, pressing next. Moving on. Like there are so many terms that one can use to describe this, and it's a very big challenge, and it's affecting a lot of things in life. Like life in general. moving on from business that is not
definitely.
growing, moving on from a
Relationship.
relationship, moving on like from a lot of things. It's a general
It's a general
challenge.
thing, yeah.
in
Some people
life.
get stuck to where they are just because they're scared of taking the next step.
Uh-huh. Others, now for example, in a marriage, others are fearing what are they going to say. Banange,
Exactly.
abaana
batya.
babatyanga
So,
biremye biganyi
nga
abantu
biganyi.
baleero bambi just because of bananda babatya.
ngaganye okumuvinga on.
Okay.
So there are so many reasons why someone should move on. Sometimes it's not something we want. Nga you feel like you should hold on. I mean, I don't want to move on. Nenga, it's the only
That's the only
choice that you
option
have
you
on
have.
the table.
Yes.
Nga, you have no choice than to press it however hard you feel the button is hard and burning. And others have decided to move on. Nga agezezako everything. Maybe before we give all the reasons, we are going to be discussing about all the reasons that could lead to someone to move on, or what could trigger, or what is that thing that you should look into for you to know that it's the right time for you to move on. So Sophie, kankubuuze. Wali ofunyeeko embeera ekusika nga wali yagadde omuvinge on naye nga it's holding you back. Have you ever been in such a situation?
Yeah, but most of the times nze I press next.
You press next.
Yes. Nze nyiga next.
This one is so mean. You don't like at all.
No, waliwo embeera gy'obeeramu nga ye alternative yokka gy'oyina. Though kiba hard kitya, naye nga ye alternative gy'oyina, like katugeze ba relationship. Nga mbutuufu olaba terina gyekwongera. Weetaaga okweyongerako ekiddako naye nga anko akulaga nti akusika akuzza mabega okitegeera. However hard ng'olina okunyiga epeesa n'odda ku kiddako.
Zibu, Sophie.
Yes, zibu naye olina ebintu by'olina okweteekamu nga gwe. Like me when I'm moving on. Nchuka. I change.
It's easy for you to move on.
No, it's not.
I
But
was saying you don't get hurt.
She's
No.
saying she doesn't. We don't have all the time in the world.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah,
we
true,
don't have
but
all the time in the
let
world.
me tell you, like waliwo ochuka, you like you nogamba, you know what, Sophie, netaaga kino ne kino ne kino.
Newewulirira.
Yes, so I have to move on. Notandika nogamba, if it's a relationship, katinge off abantu betubadde nabo musaako. Mbejjeko osokyusa ebifo gye mbadde mugenda nogamba eyo wajjamu nzijukiza sijja gendayo nogenda ewalala. You get osobola ogamba nti like wetuula. Yeah.
But it's one way of moving on, but I think
One
it's
way.
something that I can never do. Yes, blocking someone.
Blocking.
Yes, no.
Then there are those
block
people.
them from your WhatsApp, block them from
Actually, it's the
Instagram,
best way of
block
moving
them
on.
from Facebook.
No, it's not.
Block them.
Bagamba the one way osobola omanya omuntu nti akwagala
Ngakublock.
akublockinga ndakujjayo.
Me, I've never.
Nemu
blocked
abayaya abablockinga for once. Like chichi. Lwaki muntu muvu tuvumaganya ffe abali mu real love?
Nedda olaba omuntu wablockingira omuntu aba like omutima, yeah, the heart is there and they are trying
I
their
think
level best.
The best way is not just
To-
to block, but to delete.
Block and
Every-
delete.
Yeah, just block.
Even
delete
that.
every.
I can delete
contact.
your number nga rina Gina.
And also, there is nothing like deleting a number and you have it in there. That is the worst experience,
Guys,
ever.
moving
Guys,
on.
It is hard.
Moving
Trust me,
on.
it's hard to move
Moving on, at least yoralamu omusujja ne bakutwala mu ddwaliro.
There are
I
so
swear.
many things that lead, that come up with moving on, but before we go into the detail, let me ask Mike, have you ever had an of course, you're an adult now. I'm sure you've had an experience of moving
Saint
on.
Michael,
Yes.
please.
Yes, I know.
Saint Mike, don't disappoint us. Omutuchirivu.
Hey.
Actually, that topic, that word moving on, it's a very big one.
Yeah.
Because trust me, if you, let me use the word attachment. When you're attached to something or you put your mind in something and something happened in between, it's very hard to move on.
I know.
Yes, as an adult, I would say, yes, I've been in that situation before. Yes.
And how did it go for you?
Ah, my dear, it's
Emotional attachment is the worst.
the worst.
Yeah, I know.
You know, you get, how will I put it? You can't think straight. You can't perform well.
You go into depression.
You go into depression. You know, So it's really a thing that it's very hard. So when you say it's easy to block, delete, blah blah blah, for me I would say it takes courage to just say, okay, fine. At this point, I want to move on. I just want to leave everything behind, because trust me, you block, you find the number if you're so attached to the person. You delete, you still look for the number.
It's like, in your brain.
Like, oh, hi Lorena, there is this business I want to give to Mike, but I don't have his number again.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'll give you back the number because you are attached.
Yes.
You get that emotional attachment. It's really hard. To me, it takes discipline and courage to say, okay, fine, I just want to put this thing behind me.
Guys, I think I also have a little story. I'm also an adult, am I not?
Okay, adult, tell
I
us.
don't know. You tell us
Am I
now.
not an adult?
You tell
Should
us.
I have a story?
You are, baby girl. Please tell us your story.
Thank you. So before I got married, there's this relationship I had. I was actually still Manyingo turned so kula. You've just started relationship things and all that. You know about that relationship.
Nzijambi into the Muzaffar.
She knows about it. Okay.
Yes, she does. I mean, I've known this one my whole life.
Tell us that we don't know about it.
So I had this relationship of someone I thought would be my. You know, like every time you're in a relationship, you think that's the person you're going to spend the rest of life.
So I came to I had like a boyfriend way back musomero. Katinga like mubera onogamba. Omwana jafanana omwana tukenazala babiri. Omwana abwala kakufana ne akalenzi kafana ne daddy wako nange nokuba ko
tumutume Shifra omulenzi tumutume Arafa. Great.
Tell us your story.
I had this guy, and honestly, kuba nali ntandise okulamu ye nga ntandise kale sijja byongera naye. I thought this was the person, and this person was toxic. You know, like I said, there are so many reasons. Bibera nga red flag for you to move on, however much you may not want to move on. So this person was really toxic. Ate kati nze nali muto okitegeera ng'otandise okuvubuka, and this person has more experience than you and all. Naye the person was toxic in speech.
Like it's harsh. When it comes to
In speech, using all kinds of words that, you know, we have different personalities. In Zekatinganze, there are some words that I don't want to use or associate with. They don't sound very well in my ears. And then also at a certain point, I realized it could be physical as well. Yeah, physical abuse. So there is nothing as bad as emotional abuse. So emotionally, I felt abused. And I stayed holding on a little bit.
There is this saying, Smanya, he will change, he will change. He will change.
Okay, he will change.
And the fact that I was young, like I knew very well, like I'm going to be with this person.
You grow up together.
Nga pulani nyingi
Zibawo.
Pulani nga nyingi. Naye it was that one time I was like, you know, I'm the kind of person I contain. Naye our type, when you blow up and when you let go, you have let go.
Yes.
So I reached a point I was like, you know what, I think this is toxic. I couldn't. So I moved on, and gladly God blessed me. So sometimes
was the moving on process, was it easy?
No, it wasn't, my dear. I cried my lungs out. You know what it means to cry your lungs out? First of all, oberanga, you're used to that person, you're communicating, you're having luncheons together, you're having plans together. There are some things we had done together, so I had to move on, but it was hard. It was so hard. Ebintu byaliyampa nabinzija laptop nebazitwa.
Waliwo relationship gyenzijukira gye navaamuko. Na owulira ngeno mpozi nagamba omutima guba guyiika
eno muntu.
Like waliwo music gwe muwuliriza mwenna nogamba omanyi kanejjeko gaayono nogamba sigenda genda mu kifo kino gye tubadde tugenda ffenna kangende walala music yekanga yaliwo emikwano bannange gundi aliwa gundi ero aliwa like ogambye kanejjeko bali but there are those people ababamanyi nti mwina kubeera bwe muti gundi bannange walosanzeko omuntu ng'omuvinze on like obanga muli oli mu kusalawo n'omusanga ng'ali happy with someone someone happy so happy nogamba wow owulira obuntu nga bukuyingira mu mutwe like bukubalagala mu mutwe. Have you ever experienced it, Michael? They are so happy by moving a done already. Nenga you're stuck there,
okay. The person that got you stuck has already moved on. And
yes.
And you are struggling.
Yes.
That one happened. They really happened well. That one they happen well. As you see the person floating on their status and do something, and you be there like sick, homesick.
And then you start questioning yourself, did they even love me?
Yeah.
Did they love me?
No, actually, in such kind of relationship, it's one-sided. Just know it's one-sided. Because if you can see someone moving on so fast, and you're stuck, like, that means you're the one with a plan.
I called someone, Nemugamba Sokoleke. Wali nimbanga luli.
You know, when you're having a boyfriend, somehow your clothes are there in their homes. So I tell you, I went to pick my things. Don't I find there someone else?
The worst part
crashed.
The worst part is
so you
not just finding someone else, but finding someone else with your things, putting on your things.
But let me tell you something. Sometimes it's really hard, and there is a way God does these things, like in miraculous ways. Moving on, sometimes it's hard. Nayenga ye option joiner ategendo kutasa for the what? For the future. I mean, it's a process where someone will have to cry. And cry, please, because crying is part of healing. Honestly.
Yeah, it's part of healing.
It's part of healing. Have you ever, when you're and you leave someone, then you look back and you be like, what was I thinking?
But I want to ask a question. Yeah, it is part of healing crying for women, but for men, who don't know how to cry.
Men cry.
It's not easy for men to cry.
Why? They cry.
Labo no abasajja bakaba bikabira ddala ne byevulungula wansi. Sophie understand like do you remember that guy? I swear.
You remember that guy?
I swear. Men cry bakabira ddala. Naye gwe there are those people nga relationship yaliwo nenga okumoving out kwali kuganye waliwo kifunyeko.
Yes, they are there.
Nga
maybe they did hurt you, Sophie.
Nga they did. Naye nga you have to be like obanga temuli wantu wamu naye nga we mubeera wamu bwe muti muddamu.
Kati nze now let me tell you. Because you see what happens most times, these people who move on fast, they have a tendency of coming back somewhere later in life. Yes, because me, it was hard for me to move on, even when it's me who called it off. But it was hard for me to move on than the person who didn't call it off. But after some time, I remember during my time of getting married, I can't count the number of texts, calls that I received. I want you back. I'm sorry. But trust me, posing abala jebali is when I press next.
Jebali jetuli.
Nga. It's a relationship.
In relationship, there are those people nga bo bagana like
to move on.
Ne oli nafumbira nafumbira naye ne bagana okweta ne bagana
when you know in life we try so many different things. Osobola okubeera nga you're trying to sell tomatoes nga they have refused to move. You know, there is a blessing for someone.
Looking at you.
Yes, there is a blessing for someone in specific areas. You get it? You might find that your neighbor is prospering in selling tomatoes.
Now
we not take our nyanya.
Guy, it has refused.
Yeah.
You know, they say motivational speakers tell us, like, before you give up, try A up to Z.
Ah.
Guy, you have tried everything.
everything.
You have tried everything. You have read about it. You have done research. You have invested. Guy, it has failed.
Nechigana.
Yeah.
Press next. Do something else. I think.
Yeah. Actually,
yeah.
that's most. I have somebody who decided to just go back to the village because things are not working fine. You got depressed and got stuck. Okay, for me, maybe because I'm not meant to work, let me just sit down. Things are not working.
Sit down in
the
this
city.
economy.
No, people get depressed.
Yeah.
Just like in relationship, where like, okay, there are some people in relationship where they tell you, I don't want to be in a relationship anymore because I've been hurt so many times. Some people have actually tried different businesses and get stuck. And they find it hard to move on. Like, okay, I don't want to do business again. Maybe let me just go and sit down for work. Like, it happens, even in businesses. Even in mere friendship, even. People get disappointed.
Yeah, in
And
friendship.
they don't even want to have friends anymore. They just get stuck, don't want to move on with friends. Like, and sometimes friends are actually have their own good benefits. But some people don't even want to relate with friends. Not because they don't want it.
But because they've been hard.
Yeah, they've been hard and they just got stuck and be like, okay, just done with me and friends.
Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
Don't you know that's the challenge, like with this thing of, moving on in every aspect of life. In relationships, your heart, you feel like you don't want to do it again. In business, you have tried it, given it your all, it has failed, you feel like you don't want to try another one.
But for me, in a relationship, however much nonjuza omutima bwoti noyuza nkuŋŋaanya obutimatima bwange bwonna nembugatta nembuwa omuntu omulala. Me, I don't give up.
Kati okuŋŋaanyiza those broken pieces.
You don't give up because she likes that thing. That is what she does.
Nziramu, by the way, me nziramu.
So you see that thing about love? I think it's the same thing that should be
applied
applied
in
to
business. Yes.
That yes, you have sold tomatoes, they have failed. Put yourself together, try something else. But now see, you see, just like love, you collect all your pieces and you give it to someone, and the other person breaks even the pieces and
sit down. Demo obukuŋŋaanye paka wonafuna omuntu, cause togenda kufuna muntu mutuufu nga teweekuŋŋaanyiza. And toteeka muntu oli ku busungu bwo bw'obadde. Just give your weesonyiwe, like oba ogamba nti to forgive yourself. Omutima gwo okubeera nga guli relieved. Weefeeko self care. Weerabirire. Weefule ng'omusiri wetwaleko ku trips n'emikwano gye egikuwa vibe. You get like weekuŋŋaanye wezzeewo. Ate toddira muntu oli omulala gwofunye mutekako busungu bwono.
Sometimes they say give yourself a break, like when you're in the process of healing, give yourself a break
because you're going to hurt this person,
because you'll get all the anger, the disappointments, the betrayal, the what, and then you carry them and you put them on this new person.
That is exactly the question I want to ask now. When we talk about
ask now.
Okay, now, when we talk about moving on, right, it means moving forward, regardless. Now, in what you just said, after moving forward, it's not nice to take those hurts at the back to forward. Now, some people move on, regardless of the fact that they're still hurt. They are still bitter. Yes, I can move on and still have that bitterness in my heart. Like, okay, fine, let me try something out. But the past experience still haunts me.
Auntie, Mike, that's why I say, like,
so that's my question.
It's best for someone to heal first. Before you move on to another person, if it's a relationship. Okay, I don't think it applies to business, because now if you hold on, what are you healing from? What are you going to eat?
The disappointments.
In business, you do calculations. The business people say they don't take risks. They take calculated moves. So if you see it as fail, calculate, do research, and then you move on to the other one. But in relationships, take some time off to heal. Now, in the healing process, there will be depression, there will be tears, there will be like you will feel less of a person, but it's all a process. If you want to cry the tears out. Cry it out. If you have
What
a
you're saying
friend,
is also giving me another question. We finish.
if you have a friend you can talk to,
Okay.
or maybe a counselor or anyone, just that Sophie takiririza mu bintu by'aba.
Kyagala naye byakiyayi.
She
Just
doesn't
bya
believe in
kusoma bitabo.
counselor things.
I said this one does not have a heart. You don't get heart at all.
Talk to a counselor.
Yeah.
Go through the. Let me tell you, when you go through the healing
the
process, you come out even stronger. I've been there.
Yes,
I
that's
have
true.
been there. Yes.
Now, bring my next question before we end. Now, if we're going through this healing process, right? What if you now find someone who comes into your life and loves you unconditionally? Don't find out this person is the perfect person you've been looking for. But in that process, you're still hurting. Is it right for you to turn that person
Tell
down?
him or her, like me, I have this thing. If I'm hurt, when funo omuntu mubulira, you tell that person, you know what? I'm passing through this. No, I'm passing through this.
Okay.
Like one time, na dating, like na falling in love with a friend.
Eh?
No, not a friend. No,
No,
let me tell you. It was like this. Or mind those friends. Nga omwami akutawanya.
Nga you tell them.
Omugamba.
But the person is your friend, don't forget.
Just a friend.
So it was easy for you to tell that person.
No, let me tell you. He
He
was a friend of mine. Nga somehow friend of omwami. You get it? Nga friend w'omwami. Kati nga manya. Agamba ine nawe tiyandikuisiza notyo. Oli mwala mulungi. Oli mulungi. Ogamba okimanyi. Omusajja onankola bwati ne bwati. Oh, sorry. Jangu wano okabireko wano. Ine omanyi yankoze bwati ne bwati. Kati that guy akubisa advantages zeoli side. Akola bintu byokka ebituufu, you get right things byo complaining akole. Kale nankola bwati ne bwati ono kyakola. Kale yandibadde akola bwati ne bwati ono kyakola.
Yatereza. Nanti kati awo oyo omuntu abatakozesa.
Abatakozesa
and
no.
Yeah, in your vulnerable time, you're vulnerable emotionally, you're hurt.
Sibeerangako bulungi nga bwe nabeera mu relationship. Like omuntu owulira ng'oli perfect. Cause omuntu yenna ataku appreciatinga, atakola kyayina kola, like naye ng'obimugamba nti kale gayina mugambye kale singa onkolako bwoti ne bwoti njawulira bulungi ono nakikola n'otuliza bulungi kiki kye tunoonya.
I think kituufu. I think Mike, like that you were asking, I think it depends on the approach someone comes in. You know, sometimes those people help us even through the healing process.
Tell him.
Some also uses take advantage of it.
They take advantage of it.
Just tell him wabanga he has his understanding ajja kutegeera engeri gya kuhandlinga. You get.
If we don't go, there are some people who use it for good intentions. And there's some people who use it for bad intentions because they see it as your weak point. You get,
and they use you.
And they use it.
Let me tell you guys.
Heal. So keep his intentions
buli kintu kiina end. You get. Kampitemu eyo process bulungi. Nfuntuke ku end nga ndi okay. You get. Cause nawe nda ne bwenna kufunira kijja kugwa. Tetugenda kubeera mu butukadde we fenna. Just mpitawo.
Lwaki obeera dating omuntu nga tokimanyi. Anyway,
abafumbo namwe mwesuubiza.
When we come back, we are
yatugamba nti obufumbo is the only nawe jjukira yatugamba bijjukire yakiyotya luli last time wetwali ku bandi on Tuesday nti bakuwerawo certificate.
Obufumbo is the only section in life ofunira certificate nga
kudde wano
tonaba kukola byolina kukola ne
bakuwerawo certificate nti gwosinga titolina kyewakoze.
Anyway, guys, this conversation is broad, so when we return, guys, we are going to talk about some of those things that someone should look into okumanya nti now they should move on. Guys, we are going to go for a short break and then we shall be right back.
31st December 2023 at MTN Arena, Lugogo, 6 p.m.
We are believing God for a move.
A night of supplanting with Prophet Brian Kajezi of Numa Word Ministries.
This year, God is going to prepare you from things and snatch you out of things. Snatch you out of things. And I see it in a vision. I see that many of you are going to be snatched out of trouble.
Get ready for 2024, a time of miracles, signs and wonders. Don't miss out.
By faith, your life is going to change.
Yeah, my people are far. Now welcome. When you guys were speaking your Luganda, my guys are far now. We don't come back again now. Welcome from the short break. You guys, let me talk in peace. Let me talk in peace. Hey, as I talk now.
But I'm going to learn that language, honestly.
This part is about bold advice. As Sabino, we always bring a bold advice from our viewers out there who loves and they're watching our shows, and definitely would like to share your experiences on bold conversation. Well, this is from one of our viewers, and she's sharing yes. Because this person didn't state the name. He said, "Hello, bold conversation. I'm sorry I won't be disclosing my name.
Okay.
I hope you will understand. I have been a fan of your program on BTM.
Wow.
The topic today feels like you are actually talking about my life in quotes. Because sometimes I get depressed and so confused. Even I am married. Okay. I'm so confused even, okay? The way you guys speak your English here. That even at the back of it. Okay, so you said I'm married with 3 kids. The first 2 are for my husband. But the last child is from my ex. Okay,
I told you. I told you.
And that is where the problem is. I find it hard to move on from my ex. Should I say because he understands me almost 90%?
Why didn't you get married to him?
Because, well, that's the truth. Why didn't she get married to him?
You saints.
Said he understands me almost 90% because that is how I feel most times. I'm not saying my husband is not great. In fact, he's sweet. And I love him so much.
They were ex.
And this is somebody's story. I would have said that, but
yeah, we also don't want to offend. Proceed.
Well, he said he's sweet and I love him so much. But I find it hard to move on from my ex, despite after years of being married to my husband. My ex is also married, but that didn't even give me enough reason to stop running back to his arms. We parted ways because his parents didn't want us to get married. Okay, not like there was an issue.
Yeah.
Okay, but now he have a wife and I have a husband whom I love so much. But why do I find it hard to let my ex out of my life?
Oh my God.
Am I under a spell? Or is there something I need to do that I'm not doing?
Okay.
Please, I need help.
Can I speak first, Mr. Sa?
Yeah, go on, you can speak.
There are 2 things I've realized.
Okay.
First of all, you see this thing of parents telling us who to be with and
Yeah,
who not to be with. There is a big challenge there. That's what happens. And then secondly, let me tell you something funny about love. Someone can be so good, that they are so loving, that they are so sweet, nenga your heart is somewhere else.
Yeah, true.
That they are doing everything someone who loves should be doing. Nenga mutima guganye. And you find where it even becomes so funny is nga you want someone who is even toxic. Ochitegere.
Yeah,
Nga your heart
is
is into someone who is toxic.
This is someone who's mad with you.
Twetaaga like if you're going in mu relationship endala omuntu ono soko mubuuze lwakuba abamu tugenda fwa reasons ezabaleetera okwawukana ne ex wali reasons nga mbutuufu temuli like mami wange yaŋŋaana oyo omukyala kati gwe gwe njagala you get tali movinga on alisigala ali ku ex twetaaga.
That's why I say parents, okay, it is okay to dictate for your children, but there are boundaries, there are places you shouldn't
not
cross.
only parents, not only parents,
friends.
waliwo ensonga nga week ng'ensonga ziri week ng'oli bw'agigamba ati ex-oyo nze namwagalira ebbanga bannange nga twagala n'okufa obufi like 4 years banne nga ffe bulaba tuli waggulu eri ffe tusinga naye mwabaaki okimanyi nti no mukwano gwe yaŋŋamba nga reason eri week please don't fall in that trap.
Kati now she's already married. She
Yeah,
has
she's
2
already
children
married.
with this man.
Married.
The ex is married.
So oleke.
The ex is married, yeah.
Yeah, the ex is also married. And wait, okay,
Rina, bino just byuma bino. I swear, ebyo bino bino ebitu babateekako just byuma.
Meaning?
Like they are just metals. It's not a heart. Sibwe mutima gw'omuntu.
No, okay. Some of us have been lucky.
Okay. Some of us
have been lucky
and
to get married because it's our desire, and we are with that person because it's a desire. We've seen waliwo nembage yali eyo ne bagamba mbu byali mu force kale sibimanyi naye mbu byali mu force. These things of forcing someone to marry someone because you're keeping a certain simanyi wati. I'll give an example of Prince Harry in the Prince of Europe, UK. Prince Harry
tumumanyi
brother wa William
tubulire mpozo bono tubuli
Prince Harry yayagala Meghan we kati sawe no tali mugundi mu royal home where he's supposed to be because yawasa omuntu atalina gwayagala and they are there, maybe they are happy. Whatever happens, but he followed his heart, not emitendera mbu
oyina okola boti
simanyi oyina kuwasa ono simanyi oyina kuwasa biki.
I won't say in this generation, but generally I feel like parents are not supposed to be dictating who you should not supposed to marry.
Why should they?
It is a mother of the house. It's this person you're going to live with for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So you should be the one to choose.
To
okay,
decide.
This is the journey I want to take.
Did I decide for you, your husband?
You
if
did.
You decided him
you
for
did,
you, it
but
was your problems.
No. Sometimes love tuziba amaaso kati abantu abakulu bali baba bantu bakulu abalabya abamanyi ekintu ekirungi gyoli. You get
omuleke akiyitemu
oli muzadde abaalumwa
kati gwe owagira abazadde okusalirawo abaana nti wasono
bw'aba akirabye
ati olaba ndowooza just as she didn't tell us her names but you see she's in her marriage but she's not there. The body
she's not back. Now let's